Hello, this is Kirby. Welcome you guys to another episode of the video. So I decided I was going to do a new little series here, just to kind of get in the groove of making videos again. We're playing some Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. This is one of my favorite games that's released this year, or last year I should say, going 23. If you guys like the new intro, you could I'll leave a link to my person who did that in our outro. So you got Kirby flying in the Warp Star, grab DED. Bandana Waddle Dee. There's Meta Knight. And join us on this adventure. So yeah, if you play with multiple people, if you're unlike me and have friends who want to play games with you, I'm just kidding about that. They just don't own this game, and they don't really have a lot of people over a lot. But if you have extra friends, they can play as these characters, or they can play as Kirby's too. You don't worry about that. So let's go ahead and do the main mode. So this game originally came out on the Wii. It's one of my favorite games of all time on the Wii. It's also because I'm like a huge fan of Kirby. It's one of those really cool Kirby games. Like Triple Deluxe is amazing. The Forgotten Realms. Oh my gosh, it's so Forgotten Land, whatever it is. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I love that game too. So fucking much I love that game. I'd like to do a playthrough of that, or even Star Allies. I'd like to have some co-commentators for that if I could possibly get some. But that's just for another time, I guess. Another day we can worry about that. But here we have this ship falling out of the sky with all these different parts flying here, and we got our heroes ready to run after them. Run after it, I mean, and here it is. It's crash landed. Pardon me, sorry about that. I'm not used to doing videos, so a lot of people are probably wondering why I've been gone so long, and the long short of it is tech issues. I couldn't get OBS, my Streamlabs OBS to want to record, or even open up for that matter. I couldn't get my OBS to record anything without crashing, and the games I wanted to play, I can't play. Because I wanted to do some Mario and Sega, Mario Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing back on the Wii, but my emulator kept crashing. So then I tried switching to Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Emulator kept crashing. I tried switching to Billy Hatcher and the Giant Eggs. Emulator kept crashing. I couldn't do anything. Like, there was one recording I do have of Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. It got all the way to at the end of one of the cups, and then the game crashed. All that work was for nothing. I do also, like, after this intro here, I do have a couple of things I also want to plug, because I'm shameless like that to do so. But, and then, like, after I couldn't get stuff to update, couldn't get anything, whatever, I eventually went into my computer files to figure out what the hell was going on, and according to Steam, some of the games I had downloaded were taking up way too much space. Venturing with Magalore. A visitor named Magalore has dropped out of the blue and landed on Planet Popstar. He's ready to lend a helping hand during your adventure. He can give you potions that double your stamina, and it can save you from falling down holes. This will also activate Auto Swallow for Kirby. We're not going to play with Helper Magalore, because I know this game pretty damn well. I've already beaten it once. But, yeah, it turns out I had I had some games on my disc that were just, my computer, that were just too damn big. So, for that matter, I had to, I'm not sure if anything is recording on my capture device here. There we go. Hopefully it's not too loud. Enough to get in the right there, probably enough to not get me copyrighted. But, yeah, the biggest thing is that there was Borderlands 3 was on my computer, so they can get together with Joy-Cons. They can drop in and out anytime they feel like it. Pretty neat little concept they have here. But my biggest thing was that it had Borderlands 3 on my computer, and it was way too big. So I got rid of Borderlands 3 because I never play it anymore. And I could just re-download it at any given time. And then after that, my computer started working perfectly fine. I don't know why, but it just, I guess there was just too much space taken up from it, and so it was causing it to act up. So as a classic Kirby fashion, we have sword ability, we have abilities we can, swallow enemies, we can suck them up, spit them out, we can float, eat the food and stuff to recover health. Secrets up here. So with the sword ability, if you hold it up like that, you can get a sword beam. Awesome Zelda reference. If it wasn't enough for Kirby's cap there to be just like Link's hat. So if these have see-through or like transparent parts here, you can just press down and go through them, which is pretty cool. So yeah, back to my thing I was talking about when I was gonna plug stuff here. So for any of you who don't follow me on Twitter, or this is called now X, Energy Spear found. Energy spears are scattered across the land. Try to find them all trying to follow the headlines. So for any of you who don't follow me on X, who don't support my coffee, which I'm not, saying it's required to support my coffee, it just would be very, very helpful if you did. But for those of you who don't do that kind of stuff, I am currently making my very own tabletop RPG. Based off of my world, Panola, with all my characters, and it's called the Pound Pals RPG because that's what my character group is called, the Pound Pals. My inspiration for it kind of came from the show Pound Puppies. I don't know if you guys ever saw that show. I used to watch it back when, I'm not sure if it's still around or not, but when there was a channel called the Hub Network. I don't know if it's still around or not because my grandma and grandpa have satellite, and they used to have it when they had video. They used to have cable. Ultra Sword. I think it was cable. It might have been. Yeah, I think it was. I'm not sure. Anyways, just there used to be a channel I used to watch all the time called the Hub Network, and sometimes that show would be on. I didn't really watch a lot of the show because around the time that I was watching it, it was still kind of get used to it, and then when I think around the time when I was watching it, one of my dogs died, and I couldn't watch TV like that again because I kept thinking about them all the time, and it just, it's the worst. One of the worst things is when you can't really enjoy stuff, specifically like TV shows, because they keep reminding you of that kind of thing. So here we go to this portal here, and we're going to go through like a little side-scroller thing. But to me, where the inspiration of the Pound Pals thing comes from. So the RPG is still very, very much in its infancy. Like, I've got classes and archetypes built. I'm still like finishing up the rules of the thing. They still got stuff like what your playable races / species can be. Some of their backstories are ready. They all have like their very own unique ability. And then I'm working on some features and trying to rework in a system called the gift system, because people from the Animal world were gifted by Aloof, and as in their lore. But before I get back to that, here we got the option between fire and sword. We're gonna take the fire. So Spear Doomer is our first boss, mini boss. These guys are kind of easy. They're just like these gel things at these little dimensional portals. I call them gel because of this stuff here. It looks like gel, like paint-esque stuff, or like matter. Some kind of antimatter-esque thing. They're really not that difficult. Like in the, there are versions of them called the DX versions. They are kind of fucking difficult. I played through the DX campaign of this game because there is a second version. There's a second adventure of this game, and it is twice as hard as this one is. Like, I got all the way to like the second to last boss before I kind of just gave up because it was too hard, and I had to return the game back to the video store. Which that video store is no longer around, and the last time that I had ever been able to play it was on my Wii U, and that console's dead. And gone. Destroyed. Because it died on me, and I couldn't get it repaired, and it would have costed me way more money to get it repaired through Nintendo themselves. So we just kind of dismantled it, because there was no point in having it around if I can't even use it. But, yeah, back to my thing about my RPG here. Everything's still kind of in development, it's infancy, but I will be releasing soon the official rules for the series, or for the game if anybody would like to take it and playtest. Just keep in mind it's playtest material, so at any given point, anything that was previously written on there can be taken out and edited completely. Right now, me and my friends, who I have gracefully added to a Discord group for playtesting, currently have knowledge of stuff that I'm currently working on, and I'm actually finishing up, and I'm going to be updating the character sheets I have available on my website. Not my website in particular. I just have a place where I upload all my PDFs to download. I'll be updating those as soon as I update the rule set, but you will be able to playtest just about anything I have done right now, with the exception of one thing, and it's because it's the most grueling task of everything that this RPG has. Because the class itself has so much content to it. It's not even funny. But like I said, you guys can download it and take a look for yourself. So we have another copy ability here with this cutter. I used to love the cutter. Might look similar to Kirby's clone ability of Link back in the original Smash Bros, where he had the boomerang. But I think it's kind of weird the fact that Smash Bros. Link was based on adult Link, and he had the boomerang, but only the child Link could use the boomerang. Unless this was a different Link, of course, than Ocarina of Time, and just use Ocarina's model. I don't know much about the Smash development or how that kind of stuff works, but that's just my, thoughts on it, I guess. But, along with the RPG, there is a side project I'm working on, which is a version of the RPG, but for tabletop racing. And I think it'd be kind of fun. I might upload its documents online at around the same time that I will the updated information. Here we have this little cannon power-up. We're going to run through here, destroy these silver blocks. But the tabletop RPG for the racing game had come from an idea that my friends and I were playing. So there's this game that there's this little racing game I found online, because for one of the areas of my the tabletop RPG, the Pound Pals RPG is what I call it, because that's kind of its development name. That's always, that's always subject to change at any given time if I find something I like better, or I get a better suggestion from somebody. They'll be credited, of course. But, with the original area thing, there's going to be an area that I will heavily base on, video games and stuff, called Arcadia, but I won't, release too much information about Arcadia, because I wanted to kind of just seem as original and unique as possible. But just know that that is a thing in that game that will be coming up soon when I get everything flushed out for it. So, if you guys saw that, down here on this tree, there is a hole. It looks like you can't, right here, looks like you can't get to it. But if you clear out these blocks here, you should be able to fly up here. Secret area. There's a couple of different secret areas. I don't remember where they all are. But in this one, we have a little sucker. Invincibility. Kind of just wasted the invincibility a little bit, but Kick edge. Dead. Alright, so here's another thing that the tutorial the tutorial does not tell you, is that if you press select, or the minus button, you can actually drop your ability instantly. We missed an energy spear, or energy gear. How did I miss it? I played this game like 4 or 5 times and I just missed the spear. That's fine, we can go back in. We'll come back in and go grab it. I'm going for a full game completion. I'm not sure if I'll do like another series where I do a second playthrough. If I do the second adventure, I might do it on stream. Alright, I got some content I can give you guys for that. I just haven't been able to stream because of all the issues with my audio, or my tech. There's also all the issues I've been having with life, because I've been falling apart. Merry Magdalene is now open. Magalore has built an amusement park on a distant planet. It's filled with attractions and souvenirs you can visit anytime by pressing X. We'll be handling that later on. It's its own thing. I probably won't be going for all the Merry Magalore stuff. Magdalene stuff, I mean. I'm not even sure if we'll even do the Magalore, or the Magalore, like, Magalore stuff. There's a big thing for him. I'm not with him, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not. I'm just going to be doing the main game. Like I said, I might revisit some of the bonus content on stream sometime, but I haven't been able to stream a lot because I've been falling apart, like I said before. To better explain that, like, my shoulders and my neck are, like, beyond effed. Like, I can still move them and everything, I can still use them, and sometimes they don't even bother me at all. And other days, they are screaming at me to get help. But the problem is I can't see a doctor till March, and I've got a bunch of other crap I've got going on anyway. Like, figuring out my financial problems. But, well, it'll all, fix itself. Eventually. I just gotta have hope. So if you saw that cutter ability there, you're gonna be up close to the enemy when you do it. But it kind of looks like it's kind of like Kirby's up B from Smash Bros. There is a Kirby variant. I forget what game it was in, actually. But there was a Kirby variant with the game, like a mini game where you have to like go through these different trials using these different abilities to understand how they all work. There was a Kirby variant of Smash with the Smash Ball symbol, Smash Bros symbol, and it actually had like an entire moveset based around how Kirby plays Super Smash Bros. It's really, really neat. I want to see his Planet Robobot, but I can't be positive on that one. It's been quite a long time since I've played really any other Kirby games aside from Triple Deluxe, but got Triple Deluxe and Return to Dreamland remake. I think what else was there as far as Kirby games I played here recently. Because it's been a while since I played a lot of the Kirby games, so that's kind of the reason why I'm like blanking. But not that you guys probably really even care, but I know that one of the Kirby games has that little thing with the smash ability. I want to say it was Robobot, but it might have been a different Kirby game completely. It might not even exist. I might have just dreamt it up one night. I don't know. This is a maximum tomato, or a metamato. I think it's Kirby's Epiyarn calls it. So where's that energy spear at? So no, it's not in the invincibility room. Oh! There it is, it's heading up here. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that the first time. I guess I was just too focused on talking about my pipe dream of an RPG to really focus. So now it's actually fight Gigant Edge. Steal his sword ability, which, by the way, you're gonna see this in a running thing here as the episodes progress. But if you ever are fighting a Kirby boss, make sure that if you're able to steal their power, you take it, because it's gonna be required for a certain thing later on. I want to say it's been a running trend for a while, but I can't confirm or deny that because I haven't played a lot of Kirby games. Like, I played the original Kirby's Adventure, I played Return to Dreamland, I played Kirby's Dreamland, I played a bit of Squeak Squad, some of Mass Attack. That was a fun one. This one, Great Cave Offensive, Dynablade. Well, pretty much most of everything except for Milky Way Wishes from the Superstar Ultra. I played Epic Yarn. Which I'd love to play Epic Yarn again if I could. The problem was it was released on the Wii. I don't have capabilities of being able to record Wii games. And playing it on Dolphin, I have a good chance it's going to crash. I don't know why. I've been trying to update my Dolphin thing and it doesn't want to update at all. I just keep saying if I want to update it, to change my update settings, but when I change my update settings, nothing happens. So I don't know if the emulator just stopped updating or if it just, I'm just kind of like, you know, effed. It doesn't matter really that much. I have a Wii system. It still works, it's kind of buried in a box right now because of all my moving. New ability, Spark. So also here's another thing I neglected to mention, but here in the pause menu we have options for Amiibo, electricity. You know, I say if you go to here, you can actually get all your powers info. So you can always turn and help for Maglore. Here's all your ship parts. You don't need any of that right now. But yeah, with all my moving and stuff, it's made it kind of hard for me to be able to do stuff like hook up the Wii. But the other problem is that I own flat screen TVs, so the Wii's gonna have some issues with reading. The Wiimotes are gonna have issues reading and being read, because I think I read online or heard somewhere that playing on an HD TV with your playing Wii on an HD TV gonna have issues. So yeah, if you wiggle the control stick, you can charge up like a shot like that and then blow it out there. Haha! It's gonna make Spark one of the cooler abilities. I do like Spark. But I do have a strong preference towards Sword or something, because like Sword and another one you'll see later on, Fighter, have always been my favorite Kirby copies, because I'm like so used to. It's like my playstyle when I play games. I like to be the big damage dealing guy. I've never really been about defense. Probably why I'm like really bad. But I mean, like, I'll take defense if it's something like I'm playing D&D, because having a high defense sometimes is, well, not sometimes, it's always good to have a high defense. Until your dungeon master starts throwing AoEs at you. I don't care about your defense, roll me some dex saves. Oh. Okay, that was almost bad. So we have this key here. The key and the lock are always separated from each other. The way that the key and the lock work, think of it kind of like Super Mario World. We have to haul the key to the keyhole, and then it's a secret exit. Except for this, it's required content for 100% completion. I don't think there's any kind of difference in the endings if you get all the spears, but I've always had this kind of like feeling of collect everything. Which is always kind of annoying because when I used to hang at the library, which I think I mentioned this in my failed recording of Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, I used to hang at the library. No, a second here. Okay, it was nothing. I kept hearing something. It was scaring the shit out of me. But, back when I used to go to the library, I used to, the library used to have a Wii. And just about every day of the week, when I went down to hang out at the library with my friend, because him and I were in high school at this time, we would always go down there and meet up sometimes. Sometimes he wouldn't be there, sometimes he would. We'd always play Super Smash Bros. This guy's always carrying a key here. Get to him before he dies, because if he dies, you can't get the key back. But, my friend and I would always hang out at the library. And we would play Super Smash Bros. But one day, I just managed to get down there. Hang on a sec. New Kirby copy ability here. It's sort of like a Kaboom, or the bomb power up, not the bomb power up. There's like a different like explosion power up. It's sort of like that one, but they replaced it with that. Anyways, we would always, you know, hang out there and play Super Smash Bros. And one day I managed to get down there before everyone else would show up to the route. And the thing was is that after a while playing Smash Brawl and getting your ass whooped on a daily basis, which yeah, I'll probably still get my ass whooped on a daily basis if I played Brawl now. But I kind of like play Ultimate once in a while if I really want to, you know, get something done. Get some Smash Bros in, whatever, because Brawl is kind of a broken game. Not really broken, but just like, it's not the game that I thought it was. I used to love to enjoy. Also because, you know, everything's been balanced and nerfed and buffed over the years, that the game just doesn't feel the same to me anymore. But, I managed to get down there before everyone else, and I brought Sonic and All-Stars Racing, Sega and Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. And after a while, people started getting, you know, bored because, oh, why are you playing this game all the time now? We want to play Super Smash Bros. Well, when you can, you know, get here before I can, you know, you can do that. But the thing was, I wasn't always there all the time, because at this time I wasn't in high school at this time when I was doing that, when I was hanging out at the library. I was doing online school, and my lessons would always end early, so I would just go to the thing, because after 3 o'clock, which is when school ended, kids would be down there at the library, playing games or playing on computers, that kind of stuff. But, Yeah, they used to get kind of annoyed because they wanted to play Super Smash Bros. But, you know, after a while, that game kind of got boring. And eventually, we just, like, the kids stopped complaining. And we eventually, you know, everybody started playing it all together, and we were having, like, challenges with it. It was, honestly, it's a fun game. Both it and Sonic All-Stars Racing. That was a Magalore ticket thing. Nothing down here. Okay. But yeah, like it was like it's a fun game. Just people don't like it. They like racing games. I like prefer playing the Smash Bros. Because you know beating people up is so much fun. And even then, I myself nowadays kind of prefer Mario Kart over Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Unless it's Mario Kart Wii, I'll take Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Because Mario Kart Wii to me was alright, but after I like played it again after a few years, I hated the game. I don't know why. I can't get along with Mario Kart Wii. Even then, even with playing online, you know, getting my head stomped in, that wasn't really a factor because even on Mario Kart 8, I could play online and get my head stomped in, and I would still enjoy that game just as much as I did when I started playing. But one thing that kind of got me was, speaking of Mario Kart, I want to talk a bit about like this before I do my official blowing out the cartridges episode for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Because eventually it'll happen. It's not going to be the next episode. I've already got a couple episodes planned. I won't be telling you what those episodes are. You'll be finding them out on your own when they come out. Which will be eventually. But they'll be on Coffee first. So if you want to support me on Coffee, you can get access to those videos 1 month early. But here just real quick, I'm going to show you guys what happens if you kill the enemy instead of swallowing their ability. It just stays here. Okay, so the thing I was talking about there was now that you do Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's blowing up the cartridges episode, I know a lot of people are probably going to get a little bit upset with some of the opinions I have on it. Specifically for the latest booster pack episode, I'll be recovering it again. But I do want to talk about it just real quickly for a little bit because I had no other ideas for commentary. But the booster DLCs were actually all really good, but this last one here I felt was the most lackluster. Like, I do really like the idea that they brought back Diddy Kong, because Diddy Kong was has always been one of my favorite Nintendo characters. People probably don't know that, but yeah, it's not always been, you know, the red hat wearing plumber. It was always the monkey, Diddy Kong. Donkey Kong was pretty cool too, but I've always loved Diddy Kong, and it was kind of cool to see that he was playable in Mario Kart Wii. But it kind of sucked that he was never available in any Mario Kart game after that. Because like when 8 came out on the Wii U, he wasn't in the game. And then the Wii U had DLC and didn't bring back Diddy Kong. And I'm like, what the hell? And then 8 Deluxe comes out and there's still no Diddy Kong. And so they give us Splatoon. Like, oopsie. That's what happens when you die. I pressed jump, but apparently it wasn't fast enough to, like, after the suck animation. But what's kind of cool is that you don't get penalized. Like, you can still attempt these as much as you want to if you die in here. So, thank goodness for that. Anyways, we had a Splatoon, which, I mean, Splatoon's a pretty cool game series. Nothing wrong with that. I did enjoy Splatoon 2. When I got my Switch, I really liked Splatoon 1. I didn't play 3. I don't think I even finished Splatoon 2's DLC yet. But my biggest thing about 8 Deluxe that was let down was the very final Booster Pack DLC. Because of the fact of, like, we got another rainbow. We got like 3 more rainbow roads. Like we already had 4 in the freaking base game, like 3 or 4 in the base game, and you go and add 2 more. It's what really got me, because I've always hated Rainbow Road. It's not because I'm bad at the track. It's just because the track itself is it's annoying as hell. And it's kind of like one of those more overrated tracks. Like everybody talks about it. Everybody likes to meme on it because, you know, it's super easy to fall off. Oh! I guess if you wiggle your control stick, when you spark, you can actually kill the Spirit Dreamer really quickly. Hell yeah. 1 of 4 energy spirits collected. 1/4 energy spirits completed, I mean. But, like, we didn't have to have all those rainbow roads. It was really, like, stupid to have so many different rainbow roads to me. Because I've never been a fan of the track. Like, it's never been like one of those casual things like, oh, let's have a quick casual race. Well, where do you want to go? Oh, you know, Rainbow Road. You know, forget tracks like Neo Bowser City from the 3DS version, or even Cocoa Mountain from the N64, or, you know, what about DK's Jungle from, the DK Jungle level from Mario Kart 7? No, let's just forget all those. Let's do Rainbow Road instead. And the thing was that a lot of the tracks they also added was either one of 2 things. It was either Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart Tour. And, like, are you sure there's no other Mario Kart games you haven't gotten levels from that you could have done? Like, I don't know. Redeem stamp tickets, collect lots of stamps and souvenirs. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna forget about it later on. So later on, I mean. But, you know, there's no other Mario Kart game you could have, you know, fucking hurt tracks from or something. You could have just, you know, made another track based on you could have made another track after another Nintendo IP. You like had to pick Rainbow Road or even Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart Tour. But don't get me wrong, the Tour tracks are cool, and I do like the idea that they put in Tour because they wanted to immortalize the fact that Tour one day will no longer be a thing. But to put most of the Mario Kart Wii tracks in the game is what really kind of killed it for me. Because like I said, I'm not really a big fan of Mario Kart Wii. I think it's one of the more lesser Mario Kart games next to 64 and Super Mario Kart. You know, I grew up on Mario Kart 64. I'm not saying it was the best game ever, because it was far fucking from it. Anyway, let's go ahead and fight our boss here. Classic Kirby boss here, Wispy Woods. Wispy is an OG Kirby boss. Literally appearing ever since Kirby's Dreamland back on the Nintendo Game Boy. I believe he's been in every Kirby game since the first one. Because, like, he's one of these bosses that just stand there stationarily. He does have a few other attacks we have to look out for, like this one. This suck attack. Cool. So yeah, literally I'm just standing here. And he's taking care of himself. Oopsie. I didn't know you could do that. Subu meet Orshla. Wish me watch. So, just because it's been a little while since I've done recordings, I'm going to do a little bit of a longer episode. I know it's going to give my editor a lot more work to do, but they volunteered to, you know, do my editing, so whatever. In case you guys don't know, the joke is that I don't actually have an editor. I do all my editing myself. Sometimes not at all. That's because either I'm too tired, or because I feel like the video is good enough that it doesn't need to have any kind of editing to it. Sometimes I do edits. I also have to edit in stuff like, you know, my shout-out post to my different people that I worked with, all that other kind of stuff. And like you guys will be seeing with this editing here. My intro and my outro and a couple other details. You did it, Kirby. My ship has its oars back. Thank you so much. I'm counting on you to find the other missing parts. Keep up the good work. And don't forget to keep an eye out on all those energy spheres. Oh yeah, the energy spheres unlock this mini games and stuff. There's enough of the broken doors within the ship will be reactivated. There are some really cool sub games that you can play with your friends. If I had any! Not to mention copy ability rooms with all kinds of copy abilities to try out. And there are several challenge stages that will really test your skills. If you find enough energy spheres, reactivating these doors will be a breeze. Whenever you see one, be sure to grab it. Wow, you've already found 13 energy spheres. Way to go, Kirby. You've reactivated the door to a challenge stage. It's over in the room on the right. Why not give it a try? We're not going to be doing that right now. The challenge mode is kind of something different we can do later on. So yeah, these are the copy ability rooms. So, we don't have any unlocked currently, but basically, if you want to do a stage with the copy ability that's not available in that stage, you can come to Magalor's ship, the Laura Starcutter, and you can grab a copy ability out of that specific room, and then leave, and you'll have that ability with you. So down here we have some sub-games. We'll be checking these out in a bonus video. This one I remember playing a lot on Kirby 64 and the Crystal Shards. My cousin was staying with us. I think my older sister was babysitting them at that time. And she was staying with us, and we were up all night one night, because when I was playing Kirby Dream Collection on the Wii. Really fun collection, by the way. But, we had Kirby 64, and I had beaten the game. I didn't actually get to 100% it, because there's some content I missed. But we were playing the mini games, they were playing that mini game. And, we were having all kinds of fun. Like, I never thought I would have so much enjoyment from that game, and I did. And she was enjoying herself too, and like literally, it was fun. My younger sister was playing with us. It was the memories. All right, stage 1 of this area. I forget what it's called. So we have the whip. I just can't remember what the area is called. I know it starts with an R. Something... yeah. I don't know. Doesn't matter. One of the abilities we have here is the whip. You can do stuff like that. Smack, smack. Go away. These guys are a pain in the neck. Ooh, french fries. We also have another ability here, which is the sand. I do not know what game this actually comes from, if it does come from a different Kirby game. But I know it is new to Deluxe remake. So here we have one of these orange star doors. Okay, so here's the difference between the orange star doors and the three yellow star doors. Orange star doors can be entered and then left again. The yellow star doors, when you enter them, you can't go back. So real quick, I'm gonna check something here. Okay, we're good. We're gonna keep the whip for a little bit, but we need another ability. Oh! Stupid things, just to show you guys what those do. Grab that ticket there. Grab that Costco hot dog. Not really a Costco hot dog. I don't think I've ever had I never had a Costco hot dog, but I've always heard that they're really good. So is their pizza. I've had a Sam's Club hot dog. They're pretty good. I think I might have actually had a Sam's Club pizza as well. But I'm not entirely sure about that. It's also been a very, very long time since I've been to Sam's Club. But yeah, we got like the warp peak right in the back of these guys. It's so adorable. So we got the flame. We need this for this part. shit. Okay, light the fuse, hop in the cannon. You can also duck down. I think it's funny. Whee! Spear! But yeah, like, you know, it's just... yeah, it's whatever, I guess. I mean, I'm not really sure where I'm going with this commentary, honestly. I just kind of ramble at this point. So if I'm boring you with my commentary, I understand, and I'm sorry. But at least, you know, stay a little bit, maybe give me a subscription if I say something you agree with or you want to see more. Pardon me, but... yeah, if you guys want to know more about the Pound Pals RPG, both it and the tabletop racing variant, be sure to subscribe to my Ko-fi. It's only $1 a month, unless you want to give me $5 a month. You get the same benefits no matter how much you pay a month, which is early access to all videos a month early. You get access to the Pound Pals RPG content, which is usually like updates and stuff. Like everything will be kind of like available to you, or like videos about the series and how you can use some classes optimally will be available through there as I like make stuff and get stuff completed. I'm not sure to see if I can get some of my friends that want to like do guest videos with me or something. Or we can like, you know, record videos through Tabletop Sim. Stuff like that. I think it'd be kind of cool doing it like that. Record the videos through Tabletop Simulator and then upload them to Ko-fi. Or YouTube through Ko-fi, but, you know, it'll be available there first. Yeah! So when I was younger, I used to really like the whip ability in this game. I used to make sure I always had it. But the whip ability is only one of the good abilities. Like, to me, it was one of the good abilities. I do really like the sword ability, though. Umbrella, the parasol, I mean, is pretty fun. So, parasol gives you the floating drops. Like that. You can also do spin attacks like that with it. One really neat ability is actually standing still right here underneath this Waddle Dee. Or Waddle Doo. It actually does damage. We take sand. Got a boss fight. Alright, another mini boss here. Some sand in your ass. Bonkers. I'm just called Conquer for some reason. Alright, so we need the hammer ability. We're going to take it with us. I do like the hammer ability too. I did grow to like this one in Temple Deluxe. Because when the DDD tour, I don't know if you guys ever beat that mode of it or not. It's really fun. In the DDD tour, DDD can swing the hammer. You can hammer throw and have unlimited hammers because it like can have the hammer ability. But yeah, the hammer can break those blocks there, which I think is really cool. If you do hammer throw as Kirby, you lose the hammer ability permanently. Well, not permanently, until you get another hammer. But you lose your hammer that you have right now, basically, if you do hammer throw. But yeah, all my updates and stuff will be available through Ko-fi first. And then after a little while, I'll release them to the general public. But for my YouTube video uploads, you can see them all 1 month early, or you can wait till next month to see all their uploads officially. Just Ko-fi's kind of like my way of getting some support. Also, I do have a thing available on my Twitter account, or the official Pound Pals Twitter account, which I'll be leaving a link to my my card, which you can access my Ko-fi through there. The website where I'll be uploading my PDFs for the Pound Pals RPG at, and we can access both my Pound Pals official Twitter and my main Twitter. Yeah, uploading information for that. You can look through there to get all my updates on that, or just like if you want to support me. But on my official Pound Pals Twitter, I do have a post available to everybody that if you want to be in my RPG, because I have an offer for you to be able to have a custom stat block of your character. It can be either a like NPC stat block, it can be a mini boss stat block, a like uber boss block block. It could be a summon stat block because I have summons in the game. So I'll be explaining how the summons and stuff work when I get around to finishing the rules and stuff. The general rules for right now, but we'll have summons and stuff. You can have your character be a summon in the game. Either way, if you really like the stat block, custom stat block thing is only like a $5 charge. Originally it was like $20, $25 because at that time my dad and I were struggling. We still kind of are, but you know, it's not something I like bringing up because I honestly do not like talking about it in a sense like that because it makes me feel like I'm begging for help. But it was originally $20-25 originally, but now it's about $5. They're not professionally made because they do look kind of basic, but they are published in the RPG, and you get like practically get like a little piece of your own little history there. Because you know, like with most RPGs, which are made by like a big professional team, they usually cost around like it's usually like a big $100-200 prize thing that you would have to donate to their Kickstarter to be able to get a hold of like that. And I wanted to make mine cheap. That way I was thinking that maybe I can get a lot more people to want to be interested in doing it. Because, I mean, that's just a really cool thing. Like, your character gets immortalized into this kind of RPG thing as like official content. But nobody was ever interested when I had it on my main account, so I put it on my alternate account in hopes that maybe, just maybe, somebody would be interested in my custom stat block. But if you are, information to be able to get it, you have to DM my my alternate account, which, like I said, will be in my card. And I doubt anybody's ever really got to this far in the video for that kind of information. But if you have, thanks for sticking around. Usually people stop after about 2 minutes of viewing. Or 2 seconds of viewing, so I do appreciate you sticking around. That extra life there. Now you could easily have done that with like the water ability, but we're going to keep stone for a little longer. Well, just about any ability that's not rock would have an easier time doing that because they can do it from a range. Because rock has to be right up close. But if you're able to press your copy abilities button fast enough, you can actually get out of it really quickly. Out of the rock ability real quickly. Right, so there's 2 bombs. I think this one on top here leads to the spears. And then the bomb in front of you will lead to the Gordo and the fish guys behind you. We're going to leave them trapped in there because we're buttholes like that. But yeah, if you would like to support me like that with just a small $5 donation, you could get yourself into the game, and you can have any stat block that you want. But like I said, more information will be on that when you know, submit your payment and give me your information through the DMs. So, there's that. Something to consider. But again, like I said, I'm not trying to pull your leg, not trying to force you or anything. And twist your arm and tell you, hey, you have to do it or you're a fake fan, whatever. I don't really honestly give a shit if you do or don't. Just, it would be really, really helpful to me if you would. And if you can't afford it, then like a simple retweet on the post would also be very, very helpful. Get some people who would be interested. So these guys are lighting up here. Oh, the one ability in the game I did not like as a kid. But I've grown to like this one. Yeah? Right. So he does. They used to do the same thing, like same little noise for all of the copy abilities, but he changed it up a little bit since, I guess, for the remake. We're gonna go grab these, we're gonna go down and actually get those ones that we couldn't get before. I don't think there's anything like hidden in here, just extra like lives and star points. But even then, it's lives and star points you didn't have before. Hell yeah. So I felt my phone vibrate there. I'm gonna check that real quick. Okay, here's my dad. So I'm messaging him back real quick. Okay. So let's keep moving forward here. But yeah, like I said, it just does all the information there for that. You can get into the game relatively easy. Because the RPG itself won't cost any money when it comes out. And the reason why is because it's not like a professional thing. There's not going to be like hard copies of the game made or anything. If there would be, it'd only be one. It'd only have one I don't even have the one in existence because copying, getting stuff like hard copies and stuff made, printed, costs money. I don't think I'm going to be able to crowdfund. So if you want one of your own, print it at home or print it at your library, and then like put the pages as like page protectors, and just keep like in a giant binder. Because my friend did that with a D&D thing called Kunio's Guide to Sagai. It was an online free thing for like D&D 5e, and he printed it out at the computer because at that time, when 2020 happened, you could print stuff for free in color, and he got the whole book in color for free from the library. And when I was thinking about getting my RPG made into a hard copy, I would like to, go to the library. It won't be free, unfortunately, but go to the library and get one printed out completely and have like the only hard copy of it. Because like I said, having it printed out in color for free is no longer an option unless another one of those big events happen again where the world is, freaking out and locking down and all that. Which, for our safety, I'm hoping that there's not going to be, because that was just one of the worst times I think I've ever had to, go through. Well, I should say everyone had to go through, with myself included in it, so. Yeah. We have the umbrella, the drink here, take the whip over the umbrella, because the whip is a better thing for me. And some abilities can't be used when you're in water, whether it be underwater or like on top of water. The whip can be used on the water. But the whip can be used underwater too. Nope, not under, it's on water. The I believe the parasol can be used underwater. It can be used while you're on water, floating in more water. Spear Doomer is down. Grab the two and your spears. Booyah. Let's go ahead and exit out here. Grab this Metamato, I mean. But the RPG itself will be completely free to everybody. because it's not professionally made. I'm not going to make any hard copies of it to like, you know, sell or have like a Kickstarter campaign for them. Because I'm almost positive that this pipe dream is this whole thing is nothing but a damn pipe dream anyway. As long as my creative crew and my Discord is, you know, helping me, we'll be able to get everything done and everything looking good. But it seems like no matter how much I, you know, put anything out for them, they don't even check it. I was almost tempted to just, you know, hire some people from Reddit or something to, you know, help me look over it and help me make it look good. That's why I'm like throwing it out there to the public for public beta testing. The Sand Challenge. Woo. Raisin Ruins. That's what it's called. Raisin Ruins. Cookie Country and Raisin Ruins. Stupid Waddly. It's two of them now. What the hell? It's a rock. Stone. I know that one was gonna hit me because it's floaty. Bomb here. Booyah. Yeah, I bet people, you know, want to actually like work with me here. We can get this thing done a lot faster. Get it all play tested and everything. That way we know what to errata and what not to errata and all that. Like, what to buff, what to you know, debuff and shit like that. But every time that, you know, I've thrown stuff out there for them, nobody checks it. When I've talked about wanting to do beta testing through tabletop, nobody's interested. Just if you don't want to be part of the team, all you gotta do is tell me you don't want to be part of the team, and I'll just take you off of the Discord. It's not that big of a deal. So we got two split paths here. Take this one. So, here's a little cheat here. If you follow the ones with all the stars on the paths, it's the good ones. I kind of like caught on to that when I first played, although there was one time it did actually mess it up once. That wasn't my fault. Actually, it was, but... Shh. So yeah, there was another game. This was another game that the library had. Like, aside from Smash Bros, the library had like two Wii games, which were Smash Bros and Return to Dreamland. And people would rather have played Smash Bros all day, every day, than they would have wanted to play Kirby. So we get the Tornado ability here, which is a sort of fun one if you like playing as a Beyblade. Yeah, the library had... Like, there was one day where we did hook this up. It's actually the first time I ever played the game without the library. Because I had gotten there before everybody, like I told you about when I used to be online school. And one day when I got done playing Brawl, because I got tired of playing Smash Brawl, it was getting really, really boring every day playing the same game all the time. Even though I used to do it when I was younger, because, you know, growing up with only like a Nintendo 64 and a PlayStation 2, half your library doesn't want to work on your PlayStation. Two, you have like limited options and you start playing the same games over and over and over. Which wasn't a big deal back then because I did it all the time. I was used to playing Super Mario 64 every day, all day. So I loved Super Mario. I loved Mario 64. It was one of my favorite games on the Nintendo. It's one of my favorite Nintendo games to date. And the only other game that I know that I could like play more and enjoy it myself just as much, probably the Mario Galaxy series. The Mario Galaxy 1 was awesome. Definitely like the best Wii game in my opinion. So we got these guys, which are the high jump. But yeah, I played Return to Dreamland there for the first time, and I think I was playing by myself before everybody showed up, and I just beaten everything with like Wispy Woods, and got here to Raisin Ruins. And right when I was about to fight, no, actually, there was actually a save file started, which was right after right before Wispy Woods. So I went and beat everything to that point because Wispy Woods is an easy boss. I might have missed something there. I'll go back if I need to. I don't think I did. They wouldn't put two energy spears right next to each other. No Snake Festival. But like it was right before Wispy Woods, so I like took the save file and started playing more on it to get us past Wispy Woods. So I wanted to see more of the game. Almost one-shotted him. But to see more of the game. And right when people started showing up, they saw I was playing Return to Dreamland and were like, you know, what's this game? I'm like, it's Return to Dreamland. It was on the cart with the Wii. I wanted to try it out, see what it was. And we all ended up playing together. And then we were telling them about, you know, how you could be King Dedede or Meta Knight or Bandana Waddle Dee. And everybody wanted to play as Kirby. That was his player one at default, always Kirby. Everybody wanted to play as Kirby, so we had like 4 different colored Kirbys all running on each other's backs. We were having fun beating up this area's boss, which we'll be getting to soon. We were all having a blast. We enjoyed Return to Dreamland, but everybody still preferred to want to play Smash Brawl. So after a little bit of playing Kirby's Return to Dreamland, and everybody started showing up and wanted to play Smash Brawl, I just packed up my crap and went back home. Let them play Brawl because I wasn't really feeling like playing Smash that day. Get the bigger prize here. Oh, first try. Actually, I didn't know what path it was on. That's one of the paths. That's one of the spears I didn't remember doing. But I've done everything in the game, like I said before. I've beaten the game already a couple of times. Just I don't remember this path as well as I do some other games. Like there's some games where I could literally sit down and know the exact path through it the whole way through. Diddy Kong Racing is one of them. I have Diddy Kong at the back of my hand, and I wish they either put it on the Xbox Live Store or they put it on the Nintendo Wii or the Nintendo eShop online, the Nintendo online services. You know where you can play older games from Nintendo. Because if they own the basic rights to Diddy Kong Racing. Just they don't have the rights to Conquer or Banjo. They debuted in that game. Let's talk to this guy. Hello, Kirby. I've come all the way here from a different world. I'm from a fantastical music park called Merry Magoland. I run a souvenir shop there. Magoland is filled with sub-game attractions. We have lots and lots of neat souvenirs. You should come visit us sometime. We cover that later, as I said. Start us off with a key. Oh, shoot. That guy's like Fanto. He does not like seeing you with a key. For anyone who doesn't know Fanto, he's from Mario, the American Mario 2. Fanto is a mask that would appear, and he would try to attack you if he saw you holding one of the keys. So we have Puppy Bros Jr. pulled the bomb. The bomb ability is kind of fun. I used to like the bomb one too when I was younger. The bomb on 64 Crystal Shard, in Kirby 64, that was a fun one. We'll call it 64 Crystal Shards. There's only one Kirby 60. There's only one Kirby 64. Only game in the series called the Crystal Shards. don't know why I feel the need to have to, you know, call it Kirby 64, but I do. What's going on with Elgato here? Everything okay? Everything's recording. Everything looks fine. Okay. Everything's okay. Not sure what happened to my computer there. Why it caused that sudden thing where it wanted to pull up Elgato. Because I'm like, the way I'm recording this is that I'm playing it and watching it on the Elgato screen while you guys are watching it live, or not live, but through the Streamlabs. Alright, so these are temporary switches. If you press them down, they don't last. It's going to do that. An energy spear here. Okay, so after this level we have the boss, and I'll be ending it. And I'll again reiterate everything important will be in the description, I mean. But, you guys can handle all that, I'm sure. So we have a level of darkness, or an area of darkness here. Get through here using this candle. This is actually a very neat little thing, I thought. We got whip guys, we got sleeping guys. I can't wait till we do like other more of looking at the cartridge episodes. So I've got a lot to say about all these different games that I want to cover. But one of them eventually will be Mario Kart 8. It's not going to be the next one, because if it's tonight, because I don't want to do too many newer games, like newer console games. I want to do some of the older generation games before I would do like newer generation. It's only out of like preference to me, because if I carry too many of the newer era games, then I won't be able to talk much about my childhood games I used to play. We're gonna go in there with the bomb, because Cutter is nice and Beam is okay, but I like the bomb one better. Alright, so we're gonna be fighting a water Galboros. So with the water, we can put out these flaming blocks here. Alright, so here's something interesting. If you're like running to do this surfing thing, you can actually surf over these hot blocks and then do your wave crash thing there to put them out. It's a neat little thing. And yeah, I do say out like that just because it's a force of habit. Name it my friends, I do it just to piss them off. Although, I usually just you just piss them off anyway, because I can. Because it feels great to me, but we do that kind of just proud to each other just because, you know, if we didn't do that to each other, we'd probably think that, well, we hate each other. Little ass. How about that? I like that one. So if you didn't take the water ability from the Galboros there, you have that guy there that can give it to you. Now what's funny is when I was younger playing this game, I didn't actually know you could eat the bosses. I didn't know you could do that until I think not Return to Dreamland, that's what I'm playing right now. I didn't know you could do that until I think Triple Deluxe, because I was playing Triple Deluxe trying to complete it 100%, and there was some stuff I couldn't do because I didn't have abilities, and I'm like, how am I supposed to carry this ability all the way to here, and I'm forced to have to give abilities at some other points with these levels. It turned out that the bosses that you're facing, your mini bosses, you have to defeat them and take their ability to that area. Alright, so this makes us invisible. If we throw it, we become visible again. I need to use it to go through here. Get some health back. Go back over here. Need to get into this spear door. Grab our energy spear. So I'm not sure when you're supposed to get rid of this, but I'm going to keep carrying it. Just because I can. I think it broke. Yep, it broke. Okay. We can get through this area, no problem. Keep moving forward. Their sword. So some of these later on are gonna, like, there's gonna be a sword puzzle here later on. One of these rope things here. It's gonna be a real bolt hole pattern thing for it. Or if you slice one by mistake, you pretty much screw yourself out of a spear. So what's interesting is that these giant abilities like this with the sword and stuff, there are like different swords like that one. I think it's like a saber. It's what pirates use. Might have been this scimitar. There was a cleaver, and I don't know the other sword. That's Meta Knight's sword. That's a kendo stick. That's another cleaver there. Giant sword. The Gigant Edge sword. Whatever that sword is. I don't know a lot of these swords. I don't really focus too much on. I think swords are cool. I just don't really study on swords like I probably should. I do know of some swords, like Grass Cutter, I think is what's it called. The sword that came from the Orochi. Because the guy, in order to slay the beast, he, the thing was that the Orochi was an 8-headed snake, and the guy who fought the Orochi was there because this couple kept having to sacrifice their daughters, and they wanted to keep their one daughter, and the guy turned her into a comb, and then he fed the snake 8 barrels of sake, and they got drunk and passed out, and he cut it up, and then he got a sword. He got grass cutters. I think his grass cutters came from the Orochi. So there's another one called the Chidori, which was like the guy was sleeping and when lightning struck, he like jumped up and slashed the lightning, or something to that effect. I may be wrong. I'm just maybe misremembering stuff because I do have a really bad habit of misremembering information. But you guys can correct me in the comments by calling me stupid or whatever. And, you know, fixing my mistake. But I do know about that legend about the sword from the Orochi snake. Because the Orochi was from a project. Or the Orochi was a thing I wanted to do for this campaign I originally was going to build for D&D that I ended up scrapping because A, I didn't like the campaign. B, D&D to me anymore is becoming limiting. That's why I'm making my own RPG, is to kind of make it as different from D&D as possible. I'm hoping it, like I said, it still comes to fruition, even though I'm still feeling it's just one giant ass pipe dream. I won't know until I, actually try, of course. But I gave up on the D&D campaign because nobody was having fun. I wasn't having fun. The lore for this thing wasn't making sense. I was getting trampled every time I did anything because my players were either too strong or they just knew everything better about the game than I did. And like I said, I wasn't having fun, so I scrapped it. And one of the areas was going to be like where they had to fight the Orochi snake. But that never happened. We had to play Booming Blasters subgame. So I had to do Boss 2. And we're gonna fight the Orochi, but I might just make like an Orochi-esque stat block for this campaign, or this thing. Because we've already got stuff like the comet, like a comet dragon, which is actually a teaser for a possible expansion if the campaign, if the base RPG does well enough. I do have 2 ideas for an expansion in mind currently. Mr. Duder. Like one of them, well, I won't like spoil them until I know for sure that they can happen first. Because I want to like make sure that they're going to happen before I release too much information about them. And if they don't happen, it'll just be, you know, lost media, I guess. But I gotta make sure I can get the base one done. And looking good and playable. Because like I said, some of my friends and I have playtested. We've even faced the Comet Dragon. Which, like I said, the Comet Dragon is a teaser for a future expansion. But I'm not sure if it's going to be coming into fruition or not. So don't quote me on that. Check out my links. Check out my person who's my intro. She's my bestie. She's a girl actual bestie, I should say. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely be looking forward to the next episode where we take on the next world and probably get the next part of the lore, Starcutter. Of course, I'm going to let this, you know, play out first before I quit off the video, but while it's doing that, I'm going to check my notifications here. We got the oars, we got the wings. Big wing. You did it, Kirby. The Starcutter has his right wing back in place. Once we find all parts of this baby can fly, I'll take you on a trip to visit my homeworld. I come from a distant land that lies at the end of the interdimensional tunnel connected to your planet. It's really far away, but the lore is a beast and can get us there in no time once it's fixed. I hope you'll take me up on my generous offer. So let's talk to him again, actually, to see what happens. What's new? I don't think this one's going to get us off the ground. But slowest study wins the race, right? I'll keep working on my repairs. We found 29 of my energy spheres. And of the missing parts we still need: the left wing, the emblem, and the mast. Once the Lord can fly again, I'll take you to visit my homeworld. From a distant land, tunnel, really far away, to go home. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next episode.